cold front.
No, it's not. Right. It's another cool front. Another one of these. We've got a lot of these this season. And Atlanta, we say good morning to you. And this is what you are getting out of this front. A beautiful sunrise. Your sunset should be very nice as well. No rain out there, but some clouds that really create just a great view in the sky, right? Standing in line this morning underneath the sunrise. So no chance of rain today. You know, we do have the front coming in. It's going to affect our temperatures with these clouds, but that's about it. Let's take a look at what else is happening out here in the southeast. A gorgeous start to your day. Temperatures are going to be closer to average, and we've not had many days like that, have we? We're going to take a look right here at 2016 as a whole and how we've tallied up the numbers. So we've spent most of our days this year in the 80s and 90s. How have you spent your days, inside or outside? If it's been outside, it's been hot. Temperatures have been in the 80s and 90s mostly. Now we're getting into the season where we'll have a lot more 60s and 70s, but still, it's hard to come close to the number of days that we have spent in hot weather. It's been hot, it's been dry, and that's been our story throughout the South and East. Nashville, you rank right up there. Your graph looks very similar. So this morning, it's actually been a cool start to your morning. Places like Raleigh were down into the 30s earlier in the Triangle. Charlotte, same deal. Asheville, a chilly start to your day. But you're going to warm up pretty quickly as the sun comes up and warms things up out there. Sunshine for you throughout the day in Raleigh and in Greenville and in Columbia. Looking pretty good. Temperatures hit the upper 60s there. We'll be in the 70s and 80s in Florida. Tampa, you'll be in the mid 80s. We still have that east wind, though, right along the coast. That'll keep some showers around on the Florida East Coast. Now, temperature-wise here in the southeast, we are not going to be really above average. We'll be 5 or 10 degrees above average. Not setting records, just like a typical fall afternoon, actually, across a good chunk of the south and east. All right, let's see what else is happening on this Tuesday morning. Chilly this morning, but it's been beautiful, lots of sunshine. And I've loved this progression as we take a look over the Brooklyn Bridge, thanks to EarthCam. So we saw that beautiful glow, that orange glow in the sky 2 hours ago. The last hour, that really sharp sun that was right in your eyes when you're traveling. And now we've got just a nice sunny day starting here in the Northeast. Today is Election Day, but also celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay's 50th birthday. He was born in Scotland and stars in the cooking show Hell's Kitchen. So go grab some lunch there today. We've got a look at a great day ahead, actually, probably the nicest day of the week. If you're going to be doing any walking through New York City, enjoy today. Things are going to change this week. Philly looking good. Throughout Pennsylvania, it's been a cold start this morning. Saw some 20s here to start your day, but then warming up this afternoon. So we go through the 50s, we hit the 60s. In Center City, we're going to the upper 60s. Pittsburgh, the clouds are moving in today, and that's because of the front approaching the area. It should stay dry for most of the day. The rain getting in late in the day in places like Buffalo. But everyone else is dry and sunny and beautiful. We've got some really nice weather here today, and then everything changes. So let's look at that, because Boston tomorrow, here comes the rain. The wind is going to start to pick up as well, so not that comfortable. And then we see temperatures as we get into the weekend really dropping off. So we've got a big push of cold air, cold enough that it's going below average. So 54 degrees is our average Boston. 10 degrees below average. We don't see that often, do we, anymore, right? 10 degrees below average, plus a wind chill making it feel like it's in the 30s at least, maybe even the 20s in the morning. Get ready for a little shock to the system here this weekend in the Northeast. Meanwhile, Jim, rain coming to places that haven't seen it in a while. It's happening. Yeah. It's gotten dry, and dry in a hurry, too, because if you remember, at the end of 2015, it wasn't that bad, right? In fact, it was pretty wet. But now look what's happened. Dry, dry, dry in Birmingham, dry and dry today and tomorrow, the forecast. And today makes 100 days in Birmingham, Alabama. 100 days since we have seen an inch of rainfall. You know, 100 is notable. The kids all celebrate their 100th day of the school year every year. 100 days is a long time. And for us in Birmingham, it feels long, right? It's been 100 days since we've had an inch of rain. You have to go back to July 30th. We picked up only 2.5 inches total in the month of August, and only 2 days where we really got up to about a half inch. And that was the big one. We go over into September, and it doesn't even add up to an inch total. Not even for the whole month, we didn't even get an inch. And October is even worse. If you thought September was bad, you look at the calendar for the month of October, and we just got nada. It's one day with the trace, and that was it. A few spits, a few drips, a sip. That's it. That's all we got.
Yeah, and what's really bad about that is you know, you go back to July, even with an inch, it's gone in a day.
Yeah, I mean, even in July, right, yeah.
That's just not a lot of rainfall. And this is last measurable rainfall for these areas. And you can see Birmingham's closing in on a record. And I doubt they get it today. You know, there's rain marching from Meridian east, but it's really dry, going into some very, very dry air.
A few spits are possible. I mean, right, there could be a few raindrops, but hard to get measurable rain out of the dry air that we have.
Maybe hard to get, which is amazing. I'm even saying that. So the drought expands and gets worse. And, you know, I'm trying to think, in California, people are like, okay, 90 days. because
they've
of that
been in
rain.
it for 4 or 5 years, right?
We do that all the time.
Yeah.
But the southeast climate is not used to it. It's typically very wet. We get seasonal rainfall. So this is kind of uncharted territory for a lot of people. So there's Birmingham at 100 days since the last inch. It's not hard pressed to say that we may go the rest of the month without an inch measurable out of one event.
Oh, I think that's likely. I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
in the southeast. I think that's likely.
Just to put it into perspective for you. Obviously, driest October is not just Birmingham, but many, many areas. This accompanied with essentially precipitation that's shut off after winter, and boom.
There are more fires in the southeast than the southwest. And I think part of that is fuel, right? Because it was wet last year, so that vegetation dried out, and now it's fuel for the brush fires.
Well, and we haven't had this kind of situation.
Yeah.
It's been pretty good since 2007.
Yes.
So you've seen a lot of that fuel build up. Smoke is going to depend on the wind direction. There are plenty of fires concentrated down in here. We have a southeast wind blowing the smoke north. When the winds come
it's going to change today.
west to east, they're coming the other way.
Yeah, so we'll start getting the smoke like this. And
so
I saw a smoke
who gets
forecast.
it, Jen? Do we get it in Charlotte? Do we get it in Greenville, Spartanburg, probably?
It's possible.
You know, so out in here, maybe, some of these areas. Asheville.
Northeastern Georgia over here, because there's the smoke that's got to go that way.
Yep, so if you're driving up 85 out of Gainesville, toward Lake Hartwell.
And you might not even notice like real smoke, but no sort of a hazy film to the sky.
Right, and that's what it's going to look like.
It looks milky. It looks milky.
All right, who's got a shot at rain? According to the European model last night, they do dump some energy over into the southeast like this, and that means...
First of all, there's that little blip that gets in. Maybe that little blip gets in, and maybe this kind of turns things on for the northeast. There'll be a little rainfall, I think, for the southeast, but it's not going to be a drought buster. This could be interesting, though. For the northeast,
maybe a nor'easter.
We'll see.
Maybe a little nor'easter.
And we'll look at the next couple of days, get you into the weekend in view. So we do have the rain with the front today, and we'll see that in the upper Midwest, tracking from west to east. Tomorrow, that gets into the northeast, and we are expecting a low on the front, and so that's going to mean we get even more Atlantic moisture in. You could get some steady, decent rain into the northeast tomorrow, but then it's out of here. It's a one-day thing. We dry back out. Temperatures warm back up by Friday, nearly 60 in New York City. But then keep an eye on Chicago. You see that 49 degrees? That's a sign of the air that's coming on in. We've got a chilly day on Saturday, blustery, chilly, below average. All right, up next, we're going to talk